Hello, I'm Mighty Slim, and I'm going to show you how to play the guitar solo from Pride of Man by Quicksilver Messenger Service, originally played by John Cipollina off the first Quicksilver album. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel below, Mr. Mighty Slim, and now let's get started here. Alright, so we have, that's your first phrase, so that's a double 7 on the D, single on the A, 7th fret, so 7 on the D twice, 7 on the A once, then 8 on the high B, and then a release bend on the G string, 7th fret, and then 5-7 hammer on the G, 5-7 hammer on the G, back to 5 on the G. So right, then we have the 8th fret on the B string, and the release bend thing again, and right, the release down on the 7th, right, pre-release, or and then 7 on the G to the 5 on the G, and then 7 on the D, and then that's 5-7 on the G, back to 5, right, 5-7-5 on the G, and then 7 on the D, and then 5 on the G, then 7 double 7s on the D. So right, that's double 7s on the D, 5 on the D, and then 7 on the A. All right, sometimes it's easier to explain it, and then it's easier to sort of do it slow. So we have so all right, that's good. And then we have, so I'm going to bend the 7th fret on the G, bend it, and then pick it up in its up position, right, for the second time, and then I'm going to bend it again, and then 8th fret on the B, then release back down, all right, release like we did before to the 7, and then the 5 on the G. So and the 7 on the D, and then 5 on the G, and then right now here's the interesting, like there's a song that maybe Fire Brothers, I'm not certain where it goes, play it correctly. Anyway, so this is a classic John Cipollina, like, so we have, so I slid from the 5 to the 7 on the G, and then I played at the same time twice the 7 on the B at the same time. So twice there, and then 6 on the G, keeping the 7 on the B down, and then 5 on the G with the 7 on the B down. So all right, so let's do everything we have so far. Why not? So we have, all right, now we have, so that's the classic that we kind of did before. So 8 on the B, then pre-release bend on the 7th fret of the G, back down, and then the 5th fret on the G, and then 7 on the D. So and then we have that, like, which is, so we did that like twice, by the way. So Then slide into the 9th fret on the G to 10, and then 10 on the B, 8 on the B, and then 9 on the G. So now we have, so we have 10th fret. We're going to bend that up. And then once I bend it up, I think I pick it twice more or so. Then I release back. I release down. This is the 10th fret on the high E. I release it down back to the 10, and then go to the 8 as well. So once it's on the 8 there, I go 10 on the B, 8 on the high E, and then 10, 8 on the B. So then 7th fret on the G, and then once it's bent up, I'm going to pick the 8th fret on the high E, then release back down on the 7th fret on the G, to the 5th fret on the G, and then 7 on the D, and then 5 on the G. So all right, so we have now we have all right, so yeah, that's right. Right, cool. So we have a 9 on the G string, to 8 on the B string, to 10 on the B, and then I'm going to go. So once I get the 9 on the G, I'm going to slide to the 7, to the 5 on the G, and then 7 on the D, and then so, and what was that? That was 5. Our old friend, the 5, 7 hammer to the 5 on the G, to 7 on the D, and then back to 5 on the G. So now this is the weirdest lick yet. So I'm going to bend the 7th fret on the G, play the 8th fret on the high E. So and once it's up, I pick it twice. Right, so right, and then I'll move the 8th fret with my pinky down to the 7th fret, and then I'll be released back down for the 7th fret on the G. Those are your notes. So it's you can go if you want to do it that way, and all I did was slide from the 7 to the 9 on the G, and then grab the 8 on the high E, and then did that twice, and went to the so I went to the 9 rather, and the 9 on the 7, 9 on the G, and then 8 on the B twice. So pick twice, and then 7s on the G and the high E. You can do it that way, or do the bend thing. All right, that's the hardest. This lick, and that, and sometimes I'll slide it to the 7th fret on the high E. All right, so now the next part. So we're going to slide to the 14 on the D, to the 12 on the G, then double 14. I hammer the 14 and then play it twice on the G. Then 13 on the B. Then 15 bent up. Actually, played single by itself, unbent. And then I bend it up once. And then the second time I bend it up, I kind of release it. So one more time. Then I'm going to slide from 15 to the 17 on the B. And then bend it up. Bend it up, and then pick it in its up position. So, and then when it's in its up position, I'll grab the 12th fret on the high E and play them both together. So let's try that again. So once it's up, you're right. Here's your unison bent, 15th fret on the B string bent up, along with 12th fret on the high E stationary. Release it back down to the 15, and then that's 13, 15, 13 on the B. Hammer and then picked on the 13. So. And there you have it. That's a pretty brilliant solo for a very short solo. A lot of notes there. Sincerely hope you found this tutorial to be helpful. Leave me a thumbs up and a comment that you did. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel below, Mr. Mighty Slim, and the words of the great Norman B. We'll see you all when the future gets here. Mighty Slim over and out.